How's it going, everyone? It is Harvey from Tour Review, and today I'm doing a review of my SHOEI Hornet ADV adventure helmet. So I've worn this helmet over the course of around 6 months, covered 20,000 miles all through the west coast of Africa. I've ridden on-road, off-road, and put it through temperature ranges from -3 degrees centigrade all the way up to 40 degrees centigrade. So hopefully I can give you a sort of well-rounded opinion as to the good, the bad of this helmet, and so you can get a sort of better decision yourself. Anyway, let's start off with the helmet. So, the peak. As much as it protrudes from the helmet, it really does help with low sunlight. So when I was travelling down the west coast, there'll be days where you'd be sort of coming down, the sun will be setting, and to avoid getting that sun glare, it really did help just to tilt your head down slightly and keep the glare out of your actual field of vision. Really good addition there. Also, the grills on the top here make this peak really aerodynamic. I had no problem even on my 250, sitting at sort of 75, 80 at certain points, and you really don't feel the wind resistance. You're going to feel it more than a traditional helmet with no peak, but compared to other helmets I've worn with a peak, it's very improved in terms of the actual aerodynamics of the peak. Coming down, the actual face shield itself. So we have a visor as standard, which is a little bit stiff now from West Africa. But as you can see, it completely seals down, stops any rain or moisture from getting in, so it's great when it's raining. Also, it's a really wide field of vision, so you can really see sort of to your side and all your peripheral points, which is great for making shoulder checks and just keeping more sort of aware of your surroundings. You can completely pull up the face shield, which is what I did for maybe 3 months for Africa when it was really humid, and you can also put in a pair of goggles, motocross goggles, or what I used to do was fit in a pair of sunglasses which slot in literally through the cheek pads and fit really nicely. So that way you've got loads of air coming through, really cooling you down. Coming on to cooling again, we've got one vent here on the chin, just a sort of standard one that flicks up and down. There's one actually on the forehead here that's flickable from the top. And then as far as exhaust vents, sorry, I missed out one more. There's one more on the forehead as well, actual ventilation coming in. As far as exhaust vents are concerned, we've only got these 2 grills on the back. This is where the helmet lacks. It can take in that sort of cold air coming through, but it doesn't extract it well and sort of keep that draft coming through the helmet. So in the hot countries and when it gets really humid, it does struggle with a little bit of the heat on the inside. Not too bad, but it's definitely something that I feel could be improved on in a next edition of the Hornet. Coming for another improvement, this helmet itself weighs 1,600 grams or 1.6 kilos, which on the current market for its price range, it does put the Hornet at quite a sort of premium expensive lid. For me personally, because I was riding a naked bike, or the 250 Dual Sport CRF 250L, I didn't notice that drag. I didn't notice the weight of the helmet at speed. I found that the peak would sort of lift off any weight you'd feel from the front of the helmet, so you wouldn't actually notice that this helmet weighed a little bit more than most of the helmets out there that's sort of in its price range. So there's a good plus from there. So now we sort of covered the externals of the helmet. Construction as well, it's a mixture of polycarbonate and fiberglass, so it's nice and strong and sturdy and very safe shell as well. Dual density inner foam as well, so very impact absorbing. So as far as safety is concerned, you've got a D-ring strap, which is my sort of preference. But no, it's a really safe lid, and if I was to crash in it, I would feel pretty confident. Not that I crashed. I did crash many times in Africa, but luckily not on my head. Also, internal liners. So the internal liner is completely removable. There's also a really nice sort of wind curtain here. So when you have the visor flipped all the way down, it really is stiff. You don't get any sort of wind noise coming in, which is great for long journeys, long distance, motorway stints, where you don't want that constant wind noise. These are all really easily removable. There's an emergency cheek pad system, so in the event of an accident, the emergency services can literally remove your cheek pads straight out as opposed to coming from the inside and pulling them out. I'll literally show how easy it is. Chin curtain here, you can just pull that out. The cheek pads, they come out like that. and then your skull cap, like that. And then you can clean out the inner liners, because trust me, they're going to get sweaty when you go off-roading. And then you can clean out the inside of the helmet, and clean out the vents, put it all back in. You've got a pretty nice fresh lid. So that's sort of a great addition to the Hornet. There's also space inside for intercom speakers, for anyone who wants to have an intercom system and chat to their friends. There are space in the inside to actually put the speakers in, no problem there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've really enjoyed this helmet. I've got no gripes of it, really. Apart from obviously the exhaust venting needs to be improved and possibly the weight on it. Apart from that, the visor system works great. The pin lock in here it's held up for all 6 months of my journey. It's got sand in here, it's got mud from the Congo, there's everything inside this helmet. So it's done exceptionally well. I also had a GoPro strapped to the front of it and haven't really noticed the weight too bad, to be honest. So it's done very well. I've been really happy, and I'll definitely use this helmet in the future for future tours. It's a great looking lid, it's very protective, and it's done a huge range of roads, terrain and temperatures, and come out really well. So there's been my sort of review of the SHOEI Hornet ADV. Really like this helmet. A few minor niggles I've got with it, but nothing that can't be improved in a future model. And apart from that, I've had nothing go wrong. The inner liners, the internals, have all held up very well, and I've washed them several times. And there's no wear and tear at all. The seals around the visor have held up, and this has been through the Sahara Desert and all the sands, the Congo and all the mud. It has done it all. I met another traveller with another branded helmet that wasn't SHOEI, and it was still, I think he paid about 400 euros for it. And his seam here was coming apart after 2 weeks in the Sahara. His visor mechanism wasn't working, and it does go to show you that this SHOEI can withstand a tour of that length and still come out as a very functional lid. So yeah, there's my review. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Until the next video, enjoy. Cheers.